What's up, everybody? This is that brown bat back once again for this is an update, a modding update. As you all know, I really think that this game has way more potential than it was given credit for, and being a game that is no longer active as far as, you know, the community and all that. It's very small, the community is, but anyway, I'm still modding it. As I learn, I go thinking this is what Spider-Man could have been. Alright, so all I did is I swapped out textures. I didn't make anything new. I just got into the files and I started swapping textures, finding textures from the database that were stored from previous builds like 2.0. All those textures are in there. So if you remember in 2.0, Spider-Man had a really decent looking city, right? And in 3.0 or 2.0, whatever, in the toy box, when you got in the toy box, you know, it's like, what are we building the city with? I mean, you have these cool buildings for monsters, and then you had everything else, you know, when you get into, you know, like this. I mean, this is the coolest thing we have as far as building sets, pieces, I think. I mean, Dunbrook's pretty cool, but, you know. Anyway, I digress. As far as realism goes, and people thought, well, you can't get it realism. No, you can. They just wanted everything to look like a toy. I don't want everything to look like a toy. Alright, so I just modded some building pieces. So, here's, for example, well, I could never see why the Halloween Town, that floor texture, why it was, why? Yeah, why? I didn't like it. So I found this moss grass texture. I'm guessing it was used for one of the games. I mean, there's quite a few of them like this. It was probably used in one of the Star Wars games. And I just put a bump map on it so it looks like, you know, it's actual terrain. And yeah, so whenever I do Halloween Town, I don't know if I still have the disc in or not. Do I have Halloween Town in? No. But anyway, the ground's going to look like this instead of, you know, this circle swirly stuff. So when we build a, just look at this, the model town, the Beetlejuice town, we have grass. All right. And if I feel like it in wintertime, maybe I'll change it to snow. It is wintertime, isn't it? Well, it ain't snowing here in Texas. All right, so that's not why I made the video. That's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of this video is, all right, so you remember, see this small cement skyscraper? One of the edges had this window. So I'm like, I like that window. I don't like the one that they showed. So I just replaced the texture, and it doesn't show the same way, and that's just because how they mapped it, when they unwrapped it and mapped it and all that good stuff in whatever model program that they used. Probably I don't know if they used ZBrush or whatever they used. One's bigger, so when you place it on there, one's going to be smaller, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that didn't hold true for this. And, oh, I said, I like it. Then I'm digging through the files and I found those Spider-Man ones, the actual New York City pieces. So I said, let's try replacing the small white ones. I said, oh, that looks really cool. But, here's the but. It's small. Now it works if you're going to like build a mansion. But not if you're going to build a skyscraper. I mean, the entire window right here, see right there? That is like half the size of this. I mean, of course you have your decoration and all that. But yeah, so it does work. if I was going to do this, and then put a simple toy in there. By the way, I'm looking for this texture. I have not been able to find this particular default texture yet, and I'm going to replace that with something. I'll show you when I do it. And I realize some people are getting upset because I'm modding. Well, I don't know what to tell you. This is a passion of mine. I was modding games before Disney Infinity. And then Disney Infinity came, and I thought that this would be everything that I wanted it to be, and it almost was. Almost was. And then they ended the project, and things happened, and blah, blah, blah. So now that I've found some tutorials on how to mod, I am in the thick of it. So if you go to suburbs, place that door in there. All right. Alternatively, these windows right here, I have alternate ones that were in the toy box as well. So I can actually swap out the styles. So now, because they're tiny, if I use the roof pieces, it's going to look weird. Because, I mean, it just looks weird because it looks too big. So what you can do is use the railings. Just go along the edges, and then I think this one's breakable. Yeah, I always hated the breakable ones. And you can put that there, you know, all different types of things that you can do if you want, and not make it look silly. However, we got a door there. Also, you can make a little mansion pretty much the same way. You know, put a mansion on it, change the no. Once I find that thing, I am going to change that color. That's good enough. All right, so all good. But what about this? All right, so this is like, all right, this is a mansion that everybody wants to live in, but what about these buildings? I mean, I can. It just looks silly. Putting that, not that, but putting that even looks silly. Really, if you think about it. Because this is super big. Yes, I removed the gate on that. Just removed the texture. I didn't change the model or anything like that. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can do to compensate, but once you put this here, sorry, Charlie, you just broke the suspension of disbelief. I don't believe that. It looks so it does not fit. So I'd have to put these on the other side of town. Unless, all right, so I said all that to say this, right? Because that looks cool. Does not look cool side by side, but that sort of looks cool because, all right, this looks like a factory, but this by itself, awesome. Okay, awesome, plain awesome. But what about incorporating it into a building? If I want a skyscraper, then putting all these together, it just does not look right. If I just keep building those on top of each other. No. I refuse to believe it. So, what I did, let's do something across the street here. Make it that much bigger so we can see. Replace this with some sort of building opening. So what can we put on top of that? I decided, I had this cool idea to mess with the terrain pieces. What if Spider-Man Streets was better than what it actually is? All right. So I'm like, okay, what if these are mapped the same way as these? And guess what? They're not. But the concept is still there. So what I did is I took the Spider-Man texture. Let me show you here what I'm talking about when I say texture. All right, so you have the Spider-Man brick, the Spider-Man brick with web. And these are combined with, these are called either bump maps or normal maps. And they're combined with those, and that gives you an illusion of 3-dimension, even though it's still flat. Okay? And when you combine them together with nodes and all that good stuff. All right. You're not going to be able to get into the nodes. The nodes come out like chicken scratch because they've already been coded. They're in there. You would need the original programming to rip that apart and read. No, I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm just swapping these things out. So what I swapped it out with, these, all right, which again they are in the Disney Infinity files. They're just not used in the game. I said all that just so I could set this up. So if I theme this to Spider-Man now, because I swapped it out, oh, that looks weird. It doesn't line up. Why? Because it's unwrapped differently. But, get this. Now, I think so I can do this and they'll end up lining up, right? Just like a puzzle. But now I have that seam in there, right? So what do I do? And this is so awesome. You get the next big one, right? Which is a 6x6. And that is pretty much all we need. Okay? And we can even bring that down. Because not every building has doors on the floor level, so some have windows. All right, different sizes, and we can put some storefronts in there. Even our modded brownstone. All right, and then what I would do is put some trim in there. Alright, it's already themed, but we'll re-theme it. So I want to somewhat match the color texture of the building that I put the trim in on top of. So I want to use Asgard for those. Probably these. Asphalt works. Alright. Need some sidewalk. Or something different, maybe. Remember this patchwork? Oh man, so ugly. Boom. I replaced it with the actual texture that they used for the walkway in the Nightmare Before Christmas cemetery. Alright, yes, that looks cool, but even going up like that, now we are into something really good. Alright, so now, teeny weeny, biggie wiggy. Teeny weeny, biggie wiggy. Alright, they both serve their purposes. And that's a building. That is New York. So, let me go back to the roofs, and the rooftops actually make sense now. Yeah. All right. So there's another thing that this does. It makes it look. It gives you an option of. There's another thing that this allows you to do. Is make some weird. Some weird. I don't know what to say. How to say it? Some weird scenes. I mean, look at that. It's like a bomb hit and people use the wreckage to, like try to build some paradise. I don't know. It just, what am I looking at? It just, to me, I think it looks great. You might not think so, but I think so. I mean, yeah, it just looks like this city was bombed. I mean, forget about using those broken pieces. You know what I mean? Forget about World War Hulk. Spidey Streets. Let's go to caves. Well, look at this. I think I seen that in an art gallery. All right, let's something else. It reminds me of Arkham City Underground. Ooh, let's do this. I don't know if we have anything that's smooth, but I don't care. That just, my story is, here's a town that was bombarded and yeah, I'm in. I'm all in. This is what Spider-Man Streets should have been. Or at least World War Hulk should have been. I'm going to do a different texture with World War Hulk. But I'll show you when I get that, when I figure that out. And I want to do something with either Tomorrowland or Star-Lord. You know, something futuristic as well. That's my plan. Then you could be like going through, like, I don't know, something like subway tunnels or something. I don't know, some underground city, let's put it that way. You know, it's flooded. So anyway, more stuff coming. Just give me a chance to play around in my newfound awesomeness. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, this really is to infinity and beyond. All right, I'm not going to put the jetpack on.
It's good to see you.